Yarny.
Hello, welcome back to Yarny. In this tutorial, you will learn how to make the moss stitch. Let me zoom in so you can have a good look at how it looks like. As a start, you will need to make a foundation chain. So in order to have a foundation chain, we will first start with a slip knot. So I will take the tail end of my yarn, wrap it around my finger, bring it on top of the working yarn, which is the side that's attached to the ball of yarn. Then I take that working yarn, wrap it around my finger again, bring the back loop forward, and I have my slip knot. Next step will be to chain. Now make sure you do an even number of chains. So to do a chain, very easy, you wrap the yarn around your hook and you pull it through the loop on the hook. So that's one chain. So basically you do the amount of chains that will be the same length as the size of the project that you want to make, but just make sure you do an even number. Now for this tutorial to not last too long, I will just do 12 chains. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So once I have my foundation chain ready, the first thing is to insert a single crochet in the fourth chain from the hook. Now remember that the loop on the hook never counts as a chain. So the first chain from the hook is this one here, this first little V formation, then the second here, third here, and fourth right here. So what we're going to do is insert a first single crochet in the fourth chain from the hook. So I'm inserting my hook in the fourth chain. Then I wrap the yarn around my hook to pull it back through the little chain. And then I will wrap the yarn around my hook to pull the yarn through both loops, and I have my single crochet. Now once we're done with the single crochet, I will do a chain. So wrap the yarn around my hook to pull it through the loop. And then in our next chain here, we will skip it because the chain that we just did will count as a stitch. So we will keep working, skipping this chain here. We're working on the following chain and we're going to do another single crochet. And basically that's what we're going to be repeating. So doing a single crochet, and then you do a chain on top of the single crochet. You will skip this next chain here and do your next single crochet in the following chain. So this will basically create chain spaces for our next row. And when I say chain spaces, is this space here, basically underneath the chain and the stitch that we skipped, it will create a chain space. So once you've done your single crochet, you continue repeating chain, skip the next stitch, and then in the following one you do a single crochet. So this is the key thing to remember. Do a single crochet, chain, skip the next chain, and insert your single crochet in the following. So once you arrive at the end of your row, we will work on the next row, and to do that we will chain 2, which is basically our turning chain, and then we will turn our project around because we want to work from the right side towards the left. Now don't get distracted by these big spaces here that are created by the foundation chain here. What we want to look at are the chain spaces. Remember when I said that when you do a chain on top of the single crochet and then you skip a stitch to work in the following stitch, it will create a space. This space here is called the chain space. So the key of this moss stitch is that you will always do your single crochet in this chain space from the previous row. So our first stitch will be a single crochet in this first chain space from the previous row. So you insert your hook in the chain space, pull the yarn back, you have 2 loops on your hook, wrap the yarn around your hook, pull it through both loops, and you have your first single crochet. And we're going to do the same thing where we're adding a chain on top of the single crochet, and then we're looking for the next chain space, which is right here. So you insert it, you do your single crochet, then you do your chain on top of the single crochet. Now you're looking for the next chain space right here. You do your single crochet in the chain space, then you do a chain on top of the single crochet, you look for the next chain space, and then single crochet, adding a chain on top of the single crochet. At the end of the row where you will insert your hook is in that gap that the two turning chain created. So at the very end here, there's a gap. You insert your hook, do your last single crochet, and this is basically how you work the moss stitch. So all you have to do if you want to add rows, you do 2 chains in between each row, then you turn your project around, and like I said, you want to look for the chain space from the previous row created by the chain on top of the single crochet. So the first gap is here. You can pull your project so you can see clearly the bigger gaps. So that's basically how you do it. You insert your hook in the chain space, do a single crochet, add a chain on top of the single crochet, move on to your next big chain space here to do a single crochet, add a chain, move on to the next gap. So always remember, single crochet, add a chain, find the next chain space, then again single crochet, chain, and that's basically how you do a moss stitch. And when you're having a lot of moss stitch all together, it will end up looking like something like this. So this is it. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Don't forget to hit the like button and to subscribe to the channel. I'll see you soon for another tutorial. Thanks for watching.